What are the Middle Ages in the middle of? Welcome to this new history video. The Middle Ages is a period in history that is between the Classical era and the Renaissance. Still, why do we call them the Middle Ages? Late 15th century Italian humanists, like Boccaccio and Petrarch, who is considered to be the father of humanism, thought themselves to be living modern times. A new age of discovery, science, learning, and art. For them, this time was similar in many aspects to the Greco-Roman culture of the classical period, but very different, or so they thought, to the ages between theirs and the classical world. So they coined the term Middle Ages to refer to those years. The term comes from the Latin expression medium aevum, which clearly means Middle Age. It is used in a derogative way, just as the term Dark Ages, which was also coined to name the Middle Ages, as they were thought to be centuries of superstition, ignorance, and barbarism. But were they really so dark? Not at least for the medieval people who lived through those centuries. For them, history was not divided into different periods, but a continuous procession of events, from the biblical creation to their present. Biblical? Yes. Life in the European Middle Ages was very much influenced by the teachings of the Catholic Church, which leads to a whole new reason why during the Enlightenment, historians insisted on the term Dark Ages to refer to those centuries. For them, Christianity and the Church were autocratic and old-fashioned institutions which were an obstacle to the search for truth, knowledge, and freedom. We must be warned, they were a small group of intellectuals, which is not to say that society as a whole thought this to be true. So why, for them, were these ages dark ages? Well, first of all, due to the role of the Church. Also, because of the poverty that people had during the time. For the many wars that they suffered, for the rough life conditions that they endured, for the low life expectancy that they had, and some more aspects that made these dark ages for them. Nevertheless, medieval people didn't regard themselves as medieval. They didn't wake up after the fall of the Western Roman Empire saying, hey, it is the dawn of a new era, or let's start to lead a dark life. What is more, they didn't even regard themselves as European. Europe is an old term that, even though it was used to designate territorial division at the time, it was not used for the European continent we refer to nowadays when using it. Last but not least, territorial divisions prompts another issue, periodization. Because as European medieval people didn't think of themselves as European, they didn't think of themselves as medieval either, as it is a period established later in time. Historical periods are established to make it easier for historians to study time with their general characteristics, similarities, and differences. And the Middle Ages is no exception. It is a long period, usually described nowadays from the fall of the Western Roman Empire to Columbus' arrival to America. So from 476 to 1492 AD. Historians also use the rough dates of 500 to 1500 AD as the start and end of the Middle Ages. Nevertheless, these dates are disputed between historians, as for different territories around the world, there are different iconic events that could be used to represent the start and end of a period. Summing up, were the Dark Ages dark? That is for you to say, but historians don't longer agree with this definition today.